Here's how to answer what is worship with an object lesson for kids. And we'll also explain what celery has to do with it. We'll use this object and this free downloadable lesson plan to teach our kids what worship is. But what is a simple kid-level definition of worship? That's right, celebrate. Why not? I mean, it's a perfect description of what we're doing when we worship our Lord. We're celebrating Him. And it's just one simple word that kids will immediately understand. We're not only going to deliver the object lesson and teach the kids to celebrate Christ, we're going to give them a bunch of reasons why we should, why Jesus is worthy of being celebrated by us. All right, when you're ready, start your presentation like this. Read or paraphrase Isaiah 44:13-20, which mentions the foolishness of cutting down a tree and then cutting it into two pieces, one to burn for warmth and baking, which is a smart thing to do, and the other to carve into an idol to worship, which doesn't seem real bright to me. As you cut the celery into two pieces, explain to your audience that one piece represents wood used for warmth and cooking, and the other is carved into a false god before which to fall down and worship. Have your listeners explain reasons why worshiping a log is just as silly as worshiping a couple of pieces of celery. Now, if a kid asks you, well, why did people worship logs and stuff back in the day? I have a story, and it's about my mom. So if you want to hear this story, hang in there for a minute or so. My mom was known as the Owl Lady, OWL, because she collected all kinds of ceramic owls, metal owls, wooden owls. She had she had well over 400 owls around the house, all over, in boxes, on shelves, under the bed. And the San Diego Zoo somehow got a hold of this, and they gave her their beloved great horned owl when it died. They stuffed it, and they gave it to her, and one day this big owl appears on the hearth of our fireplace. My dad got a bright idea, and what he did was he took like a 14-foot pole, put the owl on the top of it, stuck it up in the air, overlooking our fruit trees. And from that point on, no bird ever came and did anything to any of our ripe fruit. That's the attitude probably people had back in the day when they didn't know God. They thought if we elevate these idols, maybe they'll chase away evil spirits, the bad luck, whatever it is, so that we can grow our crops okay. So maybe that's what they were thinking. Now, the difference is, even though that owl was dead, it was a real owl. It did exist, and it did have a power, or at least a reputation, of being dangerous, and the birds were terrified of it because it was real. The wooden logs carved into idols that never existed, never would exist, had no power. They couldn't see, they couldn't hear, they couldn't love, they couldn't care for you. And this is why there's a big, big, big difference between worshiping those false idols and worshiping God, Jesus, who actually is alive. Now, what about those two games I promised, the games that give reasons why Jesus is worthy of our celebration? The first one is 7-Dot Bingo. You hand out copies of this one page to the kids, and you keep one page of it for yourself. As you can see, every kid gets the exact same page, but what they do is color in 7 random spaces, each kid doing this individually, so they're all different. One page you cut up into cards. You pull out your cards, you call them out, the kids mark off the ones that you've called, and the first kid to get all 7 of the dots X'd off wins the game. At that point, you can discuss all the reasons that the kids have just gone through. The next game is paper toss, and I really, really like this game because it gets the kids standing and laughing and competing as a couple of teams trying to sink a crumpled up piece of paper. Now, be careful using Scotch tape. It can be dangerous. These cups are really small because that's the only kind I could find. I went to my shelf to look for the big red cups that were perfect for this game. No, I didn't have any. So I went to the store. They didn't have any. So I went to my church. And I got to tell you, what kind of world do we live in where you can't go to church and steal a bunch of cups? Ah, I'm telling you, man, the world's falling apart. Incidentally, while I was thinking of this game, I came up with a different set of rules, which I've put in the blog. So the link is below. Check it out. See if you like those rules a little better. I thank you for watching this video all the way through. Before you go, hit the subscribe and the like, etc. And watch this next video. And I will see you next time.